welcome to Random Thoughts. Ray Sean Blyden here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Today's show is brought to you by RayDog.com, featuring magnetic bumper stickers, humor for all. So let's take a look at that, and we'll get right into the Kamala news.
Oh yes, bumper stickers. The way to express yourself using your, dare I say it, freedom of speech. We have plenty and more on the way, filled with humor of all kind.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
What do you think? You fell out of a coconut tree. Then along came Kamala with a smile so wide, heard our conversation and jumped inside. She said, dreaming big is the way to be. Maybe we all fell out of a coconut tree. What do you think? You fell out of a coconut tree?
So head on over to rehdogg.com. Kamala Harris is much worse than we thought. I just saw that come across my news feed there, but that's not the one we're getting into. We all know she's a disaster, but lots of Kamala news here. We're going to start with, let's see here. What do we have? There's so many of them. Let's start with Harris train wreck interview. Let's start with that one because I've not been with you all week. Last week, plenty of things happened. So let's jump into this one here. Leave a like, leave a like, leave a like. Harris train wreck interview proves one thing. She's unfit for office. Look at her. She looks like she's a mess. She's a hot mess. We've all seen, or at least seen portions, I've not actually, of Vice President and current Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris's auto train wreck of a scripted, pre-recorded, carefully planned, and still she screwed it up interview with Philadelphia's 6 ABC anchor Brian Taff. To call this a disaster was an unforgivable understatement for sure. Not even a carefully planned, pre-recorded interview format could produce a win for the queen of the word salad. What a mess. The result? A lot of media types and pundits are pointing out correctly that this is just one more indicator that Kamala Harris is unfit for office. So you have social media users who declared that the vice president, her first solo sit-down interview last week, it says this week, but this happened last week, proved that she does not have what it takes to assume the office of the presidency. Harris's interview with Philadelphia 6 ABC anchor Brian Taff went viral on social media last Friday as it featured her giving answers that were criticized as being overlong and devoid of substance about her actual economic policies. Is anyone surprised by this? If you are, please let me know. I really would want to know. Anyone surprised by this? Let's watch a clip here. Greg tweeted or X'd, Greg Price, "Oh my goodness, this is an absolute train wreck. Reporter, what are your specific plans to bring down prices? Kamala, I grew up in a middle class kid, and I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were proud of their lawn, you know? Okay, let's repeat that. Let's bring that back. Kamala, the question was, what are your specifics, keyword specific plans to bring down the prices? Well, you see, I grew up at the middle. Okay, yeah, she's a child.
When we talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people, what are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle class kid. My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard. She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager.
Okay, I don't mean to sound emotionless, but no one cares or asks you about how you grew up. The question was, what's your specific plan? But I digress.
I grew up in a community of hardworking people, construction workers and nurses and teachers. And
Okay, again, what does this have to do with the price of cheese, as they used to say back in my day?
I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, but a lot of people will relate to this. I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn.
What is she? Are you serious? She's telling us about growing up in a neighborhood where people are proud of their lawn. Woman, what are your specific plans to bring down prices? No one cares about you growing up with people loving their lawn, lady. No one asked you that, you idiot.
you know? And I was raised to believe and to know that all people deserve dignity.
Again, why is the reporter not jumping in and saying, "Lady, I said," maybe you have that earpiece that you had on the debate with Trump still in your ear. Or maybe not, because you don't sound like you know what you're talking about, lady. What are your specific plans to bring down prices? I'm going to ask you that again. Let's see what you say.
And that we as Americans have a beautiful character. We have ambitions and aspirations and dreams, but not everyone necessarily has access to the resources that can help them fuel those dreams and ambitions.
Again, I feel like a broken record. What are your specific plans to bring down the prices, lady?
So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense. This is why they say she's the queen of sound salads.
And creating opportunity for people, for example, to start a small business.
My blood pressure rise by 10 degrees. This is insane. Greg Price wasn't the last ex-user to pile on. That's also not surprising. If collecting train wrecks was a thing, Kamala Harris would be a collector's delight. So you have Ryan Saverdra, who says this interview that Kamala Harris gave is truly staggering, but I'm not going to play what we just listened to again, unless there's a different part. Is this the same part? Let's see.
Could decide the outcome of this presidential election. You hear it more than I do. People want to know more about you and about your specific plans. At the debate the other night, you talked about creating an opportunity economy. I wonder if we can drill down on that a little bit. When we talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people, what are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle class kid.
Okay, I'm not going to go through her stupidity again. Let's see if I could skip past, because it's saying 10 minutes here. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see if she's still talking about this.
That I admired, who work hard, and deserve to have, their dreams fulfilled because they're prepared to work for it.
You talk at the debate, and
Does anyone feel like, how can I put this? As a videographer, I can tell when things are chopped and pasted and edited in a way to try to make it look better. This is what's going on here. This is clearly wasn't live and a one take. Clearly they picked and choose spots, and it still sucks.
at previous appearances about turning the page on the past. And in fact, here today in Johnstown, you're talking about a new way forward. I think some people have a question, given maybe your current role as Vice President of the United States, how different you are from Joe Biden. And so I wonder if there are one or two spots, policy areas or approaches where you would say, I'm a different person.
Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. And, I offer a new generation of leadership. And so, for example, thinking about developing and creating an opportunity economy where it's about investing in areas that really need a lot of work, and maybe focusing on, again, the aspirations and the dreams, but also just recognizing that at this moment in time, some of the stuff we could take for granted years ago, we can't take for granted anymore. For example, another plan that I have that is a new approach is to expand the child tax credit to $6,000 for young families for the first year of their child's life, because that is obviously a very critical stage of development of a child. And a lot of young parents need the help to buy a car seat or a crib or clothes for their kids. And so my approach is about new ideas, new policies that are directed at the current moment. And also, to be very honest with you, my focus is very much in what we need to do over the next 10, 20 years to catch up.
I can't. I lost 10 IQs listening to this witch.
People off guard, maybe a bit by surprise in the debate the other night when you mentioned that you are a gun owner. I know you said it in 2019 as well. I want to talk about your values on this issue. When it comes to gun ownership, where do you draw the line in America on gun ownership and gun use?
Well, like you said, Brian, I am a gun owner, and Tim Walz, my running mate, is also a gun owner. We're not taking anybody's guns away. I support the Second Amendment, and I support reasonable gun safety laws.
She didn't say that in the past.
Part of my approach to this is I was a career prosecutor for most of my career. I have
Yeah, many black men know that. Am I right?
personally prosecuted homicide cases. I have personally looked at autopsies. I have personally seen what assault weapons do to the human body. And so I feel very strongly that it is consistent with the Second Amendment and your right to own a gun to also say we need an assault weapons ban. They're literally...
How is that consistent with the Second Amendment? Did anyone catch that? It's consistent with the Second Amendment to ban assault weapons. Show me where it says that, you twit.
literally tools of war. They were literally designed to kill a lot of human beings
And your mouth is a tool of lies.
quickly. I say we need universal background checks.
We have universal background checks. You idiot, you twit. I get sick of repeating myself. Criminals don't care about background checks, about doing things the legal and the correct way. Do you understand that, you twit? So if you ban every single gun, a criminal is going to find a way to get one and, terminate law-abiding citizens, because we have no way of protecting ourselves, because this twit, word salad twit, is a fool who doesn't know what she's talking about.
The majority of NRA members support that.
Which ones? Tell me. Again, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies, you twit.
Why? Because it's just reasonable. You just might want to know.
Yeah, just not gonna know. You stupid cackling fool.
Or someone can buy a lethal weapon if they've been found by a court to be a danger to themselves or others. You just might want to know.
Two final questions, if I might.
Sure.
On the appeal of the man you were running against. As you drove here today, you likely saw a lot of Trump signs. He has an historic appeal in this country. And as you are someone running against him and trying to understand that, I wonder how you distill it. What do you understand his appeal to be? And how do you speak to his voters, or maybe people who just share his values but are open to something else?
All right. I'm a supporter of Trump. Let's see if she could sway me. Spoiler, not a chance in hell.
I, based on experience and a lived experience, no. In my heart, I know. In my soul, I know that the vast majority of us as Americans have so much more in common than what separates us.
Okay, tell me. Come on. Convince me. Come on, Twit. Come on.
And I also believe that I am accurate in knowing that most Americans want a leader who brings us together as Americans.
And that's you? Shut the front door.
And not someone who professes to be a leader who is trying to have us point our fingers at each other.
And that's Trump? You're kidding me, right? You're such a lying twit. I want to use the B word so bad.
I think people are exhausted with that approach, to be honest with you.
I'm exhausted of you and your. Okay.
I think people want a leader who has common sense and tries.
Surely you clearly can't be talking about yourself because you don't have any sense at all. So never mind common one.
To find common ground. I'm supported by over 200 Republicans.
Lies. And if you are supported by Republicans, they're clearly the Liz Cheney rhino type that I give two crap about.
Who worked for both Presidents Bush, John McCain, and Mitt Romney.
Again, do you consider those people Republicans? Or like how they say wolves in sheep clothing?
I'm supported by the former Vice President Dick.
I can't listen to this itch anymore. I just can't. Let's continue. There's the rub. We all saw, to our delight, how easily Tulsi Gabbard, who is now campaigning for Donald Trump, eviscerated Kamala Harris in 2020 cycle's first Democratic primary debate. Tulsi metaphorically ripped Kamala a new you know what and kept her cool while doing it. Kamala dropped out of the race before a single Democratic primary vote was cast. And that's how primaries are supposed to work. Okay, so yeah, I just cannot I can't. That's just the first story and my pressure's to the roof already. Can we get through any more Kamala Harris stories? Let's see. Let's try. Let's see what other Kamala lies we can find here. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies, you witch. Let's see. Even CNN's Daniel Dale has to call out Kamala Harris campaign's lying social media post. Yes, let's go with that one. Let's go with that one. There's so many of them. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies, you twit. You stupid lies. Okay. So, as I said, even CNN's Daniel Dale has to call out the campaign's lies. So, what are their lies? We've seen some unbelievably biased journalism during the 24 presidential campaign, with perhaps the worst example being the thumb on the scale, I would call it worse than that, performance by ABC debate moderators. Another offender is CNN's Daniel Dale, who gave a thoroughly dishonest fact check of the debate, as Red State's sister Tolja and Brad Slager both reported on. But In a surprise development, even Dale felt the need to call out the misinformation machine that is the Kamala Harris social media presence in an article titled Fact Check. Harris campaign social media account has repeatedly deceived with misleading edits and captions. Dale identified 8 posts that were inaccurate. That's a nice way of saying they were lies, they were sweet little lies, you twit. Lie, lie. And it's notable that Daniel bundles up all these Kamala fact checks together instead of giving them each their own fact check like he does Trump. Oh, of course not. Of course they won't. Unbelievable. Let's go on to, well, let's see, what is this? Let's see.
I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Which is not a lie. The social media, like the YouTubes of the world, and even X had banned. There was an actual video of a Haitian doing exactly that with a cat, and I'm not gonna be able to play it here, obviously, but I've seen the video.
Of the people that live there.
Just a few of the.
Okay, so I'm not gonna play it. They claim that those were lies, which they were not lies. There's not any lies there at all. Okay, so let's keep moving it along. There many to get through here, and I gotta go fix a girl's friend's laptop. So I gotta go. Don't have much time left. Okay, so let's see what else we got here. What else do we got? Let's get back to this twit here, Taylor Twit, or some call it Swift, but I could take the W and okay, no, I'm gonna be a good Christian. I'm not gonna call it that. Let's let's do this. Let's do it. Okay, so new. The YouGov poll says Taylor Swift endorsement turns more voters away from Kamala Harris than towards her. Well. While there's zero wrong with Swift announcing who she'll support, the question is whether celebrity endorsements matter. Welp, according to the results of a new poll released on last Saturday, Swift's announcement doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can't do the rock eyebrow. I'm trying to do it. I can't do it. Just not the way she and Kamala Harris think it will. The YouGov poll found that 8% of the voters said Swift's endorsement is somewhat or much more likely to convince them to cast the ballot for Harris, but 20% said they're somewhat or more less likely. I mean, look at that face. How did they used to say a face only a mother can love? I mean, wow. Wow. That's the only nice way I'll put it. So I had a great time. If you follow me on Snapchat, you would see that I was on a retreat, men's retreat, this past this past Friday and Saturday. So I wasn't really looking at the news. I was, just being around my Christian brothers, and we had a lot of stuff to say. I like that pastor because a lot of pastors try to shy away from politics. Now, though he didn't swerve into politics, but he did swerve into it. But and he, how can I put it? You could read in between the lines, and I could tell exactly what he was saying, and I knew exactly what he meant when he says there are two genders, male and female. I just he didn't have to say the rest of it. So I like him. I wish my pastor would do more of that stuff there, but he played more safely. But anyway, I digress. Let's find another Kamala story here. Let's see. So we did the Taylor Swift. I got okay. I can't gotta get that word out of my head. I can't remove the dub. Okay, let's not do this. Okay, what else we got here? We see that Kamala Harris just how unfit. Okay, we saw that already. Let's see. Kamala Harris shows just how unfit she is in PA as Trump supporters come out to greet her. Well, let's see what this is all about. Let's see if we got video footage. Any video footage? Okay, we got some footage here. We got footage. We got footage. We got footage. Extra, extra. Let's see what this says here.
Hi, Julie. Good afternoon. Yeah, we're here along River Street in Wilkes-Barre, where the old Sterling Hotel was located. And as you can see behind me, there are lines of supporters here. People come.
Okay, this might be copyright music, so I gotta turn it down. But you can see this is how Kamala is being greeted by Trump supporters in Pennsylvania. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Shout out to my brother Lewis. Did not know he was a Trump supporter too, but I love it. He has his big flag, and he did a Snapchat on that. I thought it was pretty hilarious, saying annoying my neighbors. I love it. I had to respond to him. I love it too. Okay, let's see what else we got about Kamala here. What else do we got about Kamala? La la la, Kamala la la, Kamala la la, la 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 la. You are a twit. Let's see. Trump campaign drops new ad of Kamala reaches troll factor 8. Okay, we gotta see this. I have not seen this, so let's watch this one together. Let's go straight to the ad. Let's go straight to the ad. So this will be my reaction video to this ad because I've not seen it. So let's see.
Madam Vice President, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for your time today.
Fine.
Our audience appreciates your time as
Of
well.
course.
As you know, we're sitting here in a state and arguably in front of an audience that 54 days from now could decide the outcome of this presidential election. You hear it more than I do. People want to know more about you and about your specific plans. At the debate the other night, you talked about creating an opportunity economy. I wonder if we can drill down on that a little bit. When we talk about bringing
I don't know if this is an ad or not. This is just sound like the interview. Let's see if I could speed through this. This might not be the ad. Let's see. Okay, if we get the little spinny spinaroo, spinny spinaroo, spin spitzer spin spin spinny spinaroo. Yeah, I don't think this is the ad. He just said they dropped a new ad, but is that really the ad? It can't be the new ad. Let's see. Maybe just you know what? Let me read this article. Maybe he's saying the new ad and they just showed that and show how stupid she is. Let's see. Trump campaign drops new ad of Kamala reaches troll factor number 8. Let's see. If you've been reading my work for a while, you know I'm fond of Sun Tzu's famous word, the art of war. There are many nuggets of wisdom from Sun Tzu that apply to conflict of all sorts, including this one. Donald Trump certainly knows himself just as well as we all know him. What you see is what you get. certainly applies to the former president. With a new ad that just dropped on X, the Trump War Room account has shown that they understand Kamala Harris as well, and that the best thing the Trump campaign and its supporters can do is simply let her speak. So that's what it is. He just let her speak. So I'm not gonna suffer through what she her speech again. I'm just not gonna do it. Just not gonna do it. I can't subject you or myself to that anymore. So let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got on Kamala here. Kamala la 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 la. Princeton study absurdly links gun violence to start of their season. Of course they would. Of course they would. Let's see. ABC News caught grossly deceptively editing Kamala Harris' disastrous solo interview. Well, that's not news. Who's surprised by that? Kamala praises the lawns of her proud childhood. Yeah, we heard her say that. She's an idiot. She's an idiot. Kamala shows just how unfit. Okay, I saw that already. Blinken, Biden, Harris quietly gave Europe, Biden Harris quietly gave Egypt 320 million in military aid. Okay, yeah, of course. Is anyone surprised by that? Harris shows us how much she hates merit, vows to dumb down federal jobs and stop requiring degrees. Who's surprised by that? Who's surprised by that? What is this? The best fact checker of Kamala Harris in history, and you'll never guess how it ends. Is that sarcasm? Let's see. This is the greatest fact check to ever exist. It will never get better than this. Is this all right, let me put this up on screen here. Tell me la, tell me sweet little la.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand. So where the fuck are we right
now? That's hilarious. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, that's hilarious. That is too rich. That is rich. I love it. I don't like. I can't repeat the language there, but that was like Tosh Point said when I was on the show. That is gold. That was gold. I like that. I needed that. That was great. I have to admit, folks, that tickled my funny bone. Great. Okay, let's see. Despite all the Kamala hype, she still has to rely on the Clintons and the Obamas to save her. Really? Border Patrol officers blast Harris and Biden administration failures. I'm getting sick of talking about this twit. I really am. I really am sick and tired of talking about her. I'm not gonna read. I'm sick of it. I'm done. I can't anymore. I just can't do it. So again, if you're into humor and bumper stickers, this one, it won't stick to your car. It's magnetic, so It's not gonna be it's not something you have to peel off. It's just magic that sticks on there. You could take it off and carry it with you. So get you one of these bumper stickers.
Oh, yes, bumper stickers. The way to express yourself using your dare, I say it, freedom of speech. We have plenty and more on the way filled with humor of all kind.
So head on over to rehdogg.com and grab one of those. Leave a like, share, and subscribe.
Random thoughts, politics,